Hey guys, today we are going to be making birria, and we're going to start with the two different types of chilies I have here. One is guajillo and the other is ancho. So they're dried, so we want to heat them up in a skillet just to get those oils going for the sauce. So we're going to take these over to the stove and we're going to heat them up. But hey, I got a little challenge for you guys I need you to help me out with. I am trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. So help me out and smash that subscribe button. Meanwhile, let's go heat these chilies up on the stove. Okay, so we are going to heat these chilies up for a good 2 to 3 minutes so we can get those oils going and kind of waken these peppers up before we start to make our puree that will go over our meat for the birria. So let's get these nice and heated. And hey, guess what? You are going to have this lovely roasted smell of peppers in your house for a couple hours when you're making this dish. So get ready for that nice savory smell. Okay, so we took our chilies that we roasted for 2 to 3 minutes. And so what I did was I cut the top of the chilies off and I poured the seeds out, and I now have them soaking in boiling hot water. And I put the bowl on top to keep the peppers submerged in the water. So while these hydrate, we are going to work on seasoning our chicken. So we are going to salt and pepper our chicken, and we want to generously salt and pepper our chicken. So we're just going to salt and pepper our chicken. We're going to get this all nice and seasoned up because we want it to be nice and flavorful. So we want to layer our flavors as we go. That's why we're seasoning everything. So we're going to get these all seasoned up. And if you notice, I have not cut the fat off the chicken, and that's because I want that oil and that will cook out of the chicken. So we're going to get this all nice and seasoned up. I think we're good. Let's get a little more on this one. And what we'll do is we'll move it right over, and we're going to pop this in a hot skillet, and we're just going to brown it on both sides. Okay, so we are going to start by adding just a little avocado oil into the pot, and just a little of that in there, and then we're going to add our chicken because we want our chicken to brown each side. So we're going to get our chicken in the pot, and we're going to let it brown. And I'm overcrowding my pot, which I should not be doing. Okay, so let's take our chilies that we've had soaking for about 20 minutes, and we are going to put them in the blender so we can make our puree. All right. Let's get it all in the blender, and we're going to put our tomatoes, and so we're going to put a whole yellow onion in there along with it. We are going to put we're going to put tomatoes in there. We are going to add 6 cloves of garlic, and we're going to add some other peppers here, and for a little heat we are going to add just a little of jalapeno peppers. So that water that you took off of the peppers, don't throw that away because we are going to pour some of that in there so that we can make our puree. And that was probably about 1.5 cups of the water. So we're gonna get this started. you're doing this and your puree is too thick, you can always add a little more of the water, because you want your puree to be, you don't want it to be thick and you don't want it to be runny. And we are going to take this puree and we're going to pour it over the chicken. So before we pour our puree over the chicken, let's blend in our spices. And I've got a teaspoon of cinnamon, a teaspoon of paprika, a teaspoon of chili powder, I've got a teaspoon of cumin, and I've got a teaspoon of cloves, and we're going to blend that in with the puree. So let's get that blended in. And now that we've got that blended in, let's pour that over our chicken. Is it light enough? So, okay, we've browned our chicken. Now remember, we didn't cook our chicken all the way through. We just browned it a little bit on each side. So now what we're going to do is we're going to pour our puree over that. Make sure we get it all down into the bottom. We are going to pop this in the oven and we're going to cook it low and slow, because we want that chicken to be tender and fall off the bone. So what we're going to do is pop this in the oven for, I would say, at least 2 hours at 300 degrees. Okay, so the chicken and the brie is finally done. So we're going to take this chicken out and we are just going to shred it up. It's already falling apart. We're just going to take the chicken off the bone. It's nice and hot. As we get it shredded off, put it back into the pot. Oh, look how tender it is. And you know, I actually think that you probably make this in a crock pot. I mean, I know you can, but I've never done it. So, all that chicken off. I'm just going to get this all much off the bones as we can. And I'm sure the chicken skin is for somewhere, so we'll have to take it out. So look nicely the chicken is shredded. So we're going to get this all shredded and then we're going to start making our tacos. Okay, so we got our tacos going. We're just going to dip them in that oil from where we cooked them. And we're going to add just a little of the chicken. Oh, listen to that sizzle. Let's add a little onion. A little cilantro. Now let's fold them over and let them get crisp. So we're just dipping them right in that oil. Do it. Do it now. And here we have our Birria tacos. Smash that subscribe button. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. And hey, remember, cook with the ones you love and love the ones you cook for.